Welcome to the 24-Hour Woman Show with Cheryl Liew-Chng.
Hey there, my name is Cheryl, CEO of LifeWorks, founder of the 24hourwoman.com, and welcome to the episode today. In a global world, we are looking at talent that's available from all over the geographical areas. And one of the challenges that we have as managers is managing distributed teams, and that's the topic that we're going to be talking about today. We have several questions about how do I manage my team that is virtual. I hardly see them. Well, there are a couple of things that work for us here at LifeWorks because we have a virtual team. We have a team of 10, but we are from all over the globe. What are some of the practices that have worked for us? That's what I'm going to be sharing with you. The first piece is that we always make sure that there is open communication. And how do we make sure that that happens? Well, on a daily basis, we have a checking-in process where we, now with technology on Google Hangouts, we all come on into Google Hangout and just have a chat with one another. Sometimes for some of us, it's the beginning of day, and for others, it's the end of day, but regardless, it is just like what we would do in a physical sense, doing a huddle. We are doing a virtual huddle, basically coming together to share either how your day has been or to share one another what you look forward in that particular day. It keeps the person intact with the group, and that we are talking about things that's not just necessarily about work, which then gives this person a different angle, something that we would know. Just like you know about the person that's working and sitting right next to you physically. That's the thing about communication. The other piece about communication is that communication for accountability. There are many softwares out there, for example, iDoneIt or Trello, that allow you to check where the project is and who is doing what piece and what piece is being updated. So that's something that is very useful because even if we are not looking, seeing one another at work, we know that work is in progress. We know that work is in progress, and therefore this person is contributing even though we don't see them at all. In fact, for some of my team members, I only see them once a year. How do I know that they're working? Well, one of the pieces is through this sort of check-in kind of platform. The other is that if the report is not in, we obviously know that this person hasn't been working. So having a platform or a point in time where they have to come back and be accountable for what they are delivering. The third piece is about building trust. I know it's difficult, particularly when you have a very diverse culture or you are working with somebody that you're not even seeing face to face. Therefore, I do advocate a couple of things when it comes to the idea about building trust. The first is that have at least one physical meetup once a year. No matter what we say about the virtual world, we are still very much a social animal. So coming together, there's a time of bonding, there's the time of really getting to know the person. So once a year we have that, whether it's in Singapore or it's in the States or wherever we are, the best place. And usually that is also the time where we talk about what are we looking at in the next 18 months. And typically we don't do that in November and December because we want to hit the next year running, not the next year just started to think what's going to be happening next. So that gives us enough runway to build up in terms of what do we want to be seeing in one another's portfolio, how do we contribute to one another, and in that build the relationship and build trust in knowing that the teammates are there and the teammates will be contributing to what you are building. The third thing that we look at is in terms of rewards. Don't we all like that? When we look at building rewards, it's not just about me saying that it's a good job, but we look at how the distributed team, the virtual team themselves, come together and really give their teammates a pat on the back because we know that whatever we do, we are basically building on each other's efforts. So it is not just me as a team leader that had to do that, but to build a culture such that every team member is one whose rewards and recognition, a sense of acknowledgement is being recognized and is being valued. Then it will not just be on your shoulder as a manager that everybody is just looking out at you to be able to do something. The last thing about distributed team or virtual teams is that you need to be hiring on the competence. The person needs to be able to demonstrate that they're able to deliver on their role. I say on the role and not on the job, because the role that you're hiring them for. The second thing is that they are very self-motivated, because there's no one else, to be checking whether you are working or not. And the third is that they are comfortable to be working remotely, because there are some who would really prefer to just dress up every day and go to a workplace. Therefore, when you're hiring for a distributed team member, some of the things that you need to keep in mind is that they are independent in their skill set, in delivering their role. They are fine with working on, being on their own. And thirdly, they are perfectly all right if you are not the only one that's saying a good job. The other team members are also doing the same. How many of you are managing teams that are distributed all over, virtual teams? I'd love to hear from you, so come on over to the 24hourwoman.com blog page. Share with me what's been working for you or what's not. What are your thoughts on this particular episode? We'd love to hear from you. You like this episode? Well, subscribe so that more of this good stuff comes your way. My name is Cheryl. I want to thank you for joining me for this particular episode. Till I see you next, live a life that's most excellent.